the steal. Here comes Chris Paul the other way. After Bridges got it, and they get two the other way. And the Suns are on top now with under 3 to go.
The only thing better than a Chris Paul highlight this series is our Kevin Harlan calling it. Welcome back into our NBA TV studios. I'm Kristen Ledlow. He's 3D, Dennis Scott, and we are with you for all of your post-game coverage between all of the coaches and players for both the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. But DZ, they're going to the conference finals for the first time in more than a decade.
Yeah, Kristen, and for me, knowing Monty for so long, growing up in the DMV area, knowing that he's been a head coach before and he's learned from his mistakes, and now he reunites with Chris Paul. They have a young guy like Devin Booker. And you notice we talked about it last night with Brendan. When you're trying to win a championship, you want everyone to buy in from your superstar all the way down to the last player on the bench. So watching Monty from last year taking over, changing the culture, Devin Booker being accountable on both ends of the floor, and now you bring in a floor leader like Chris Paul has shown us now, late in his career, what he did in OKC and what he's doing now. It's just phenomenal.
How surprised are you by this success? Because those who watched perhaps the Bubbles resumed season after it was suspended, that's where the groundwork was laid.
I'm not surprised. What I'm surprised is he's staying healthy. We know Chris Paul can play basketball. We know he's a great leader. But every time he's gotten close to this moment, something weird has happened. And we don't want to be superstitious, we want to be in reality, but late in the game, we was like, okay, get Chris Paul out of the game, either doing well, win this game. But Chris Paul stayed in. He wanted to make sure he got this victory. Now he has at least a week off. So once again, look, come on, Kristen, look at these numbers. Come on.
Well, and look at the names he's sitting alongside. One of my favorite notes after this game as well is that he's just the third player in NBA history, at least 36 years old, to record a 35-point game in the playoffs. The other two, Kareem and Karl Malone.
I think they're Hall of Famers.
Those are, yes.
Right, like big-time Hall of Famers.
I've heard of those as well, yes.
Like first ballot Hall of Famer type guys, right?
Also very good at basketball.
Thank you.
Guys.
So that's why I say it again for all the naysayers. And I admit I was a little nervous at first too, because at 36, are you continuing to take care of your body the right way? When we saw him, aggravate his shoulder, was he going to get through the Lakers? So everything Chris Paul has shown you at his age, he's doing the right thing to make sure his body is available for his team.
Since losing those games in the first round, by the way, games 2 and 3, they've won 7 straight playoff games. How much confidence do you think stemmed from getting the reigning champions behind them so early?
Well, I think understanding what LeBron and AD could do to you, we understand they were banged up. Well, guess what? The whole league is banged up. So the fact that you've been able to figure out and navigate to get your body right, and everybody on this team has bought into what Monty's selling and what you're trying to lead. So there it is. Look at that right there. Come on, man.
First
4 wins away.
Of his career. 4 more wins.
And someone with his stature has been around so long, and it's the first time he swept someone. That's another reason why I think he was in the game at the end to make sure I can get this victory so we can get some good quality rest.
Let's talk a little bit more about Devin Booker, because for quite a while he was expected to be a superstar and produce like a superstar. And now he has the ability to play well within the system that's been created there.
Yeah, Chris, a great point. And also, too, that he's not buying into, well, I got to go to the playoffs one year. I got to learn something. I got to lose. I got to he's like, for what? Why do I have to go through that?
Right.
So I really appreciate how he's taken his business serious, how he and LeBron exchanged jerseys, and LeBron supported, hey, man, you're ready, go to the next level. And he's doing that. He's not taking this game off. They could have easily took that punch in the face by Denver Knights. No, well, let's go back home, win this. No, let's get it over with now. And Devin Booker showed it tonight.
How do you sum up now the Nuggets' season and postseason run?
They had a great run. Obviously, Joker was deserving of the MVP, but when Jamal Murray went down, I think we all would agree. What Jamal Murray showed us in the bubble with the 40s and the 50s and how his game has expanded the last couple years, we knew him not being healthy, he wouldn't be able to help the Joker get over the hump. Barton coming in banged up. Now, big picture, I think they're going to be fine. Tweak a few things, get healthy. What are you going to do with Millsap as a veteran? Do you bring in a different veteran? Do you keep him because he's been solid for them? You got all. Look at Kristen. Look at all the teams left in the playoff. They all have good, solid veterans on their team.
Right. I was going to ask, what are those tweaks? You say tweak a couple of things apart from getting healthy. How close is this team to competing for a championship?
The Will Bartons of the world, the Paul Millsaps, are you keeping them or are you replacing them with a better upgrade of veterans? Or are you saying, we were just banged up this year, Jamal got hurt, and we brought in Aaron Gordon after the trade deadline, who played well for him, but we didn't have our full complement of players because of injuries.
What was your initial reaction to watching what happened with our reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic?
I was like, our NBA has changed a lot. Now, I get it. He did wind up. He did come across. I'm glad he didn't catch him more. If he'd have caught him a little bit more, he might be still laying down there asleep.
One of the things I loved is that Reggie on the call initially first says, that was all ball.
Right, see, Reggie, that's us. Come on, that's 90s basketball.
It wasn't, and I love you. But
yes. No, I get it. And people at home, I get it. The wind up. But we've seen many nice guys wind up and get all ball, and you go and get the steal. It's basketball, and we know the Joker wasn't trying to hurt him. Is he frustrated? Yes, he's down 0-3.
Of course.
But did he handle it professionally? He got up. Young fella, I wasn't trying to hurt you. You're okay. I'm going to go take my hot shower and I'll get ready for next year.
I do hate, though, that this is the way that we saw him walk out of such a stunning season. So how would you put the exclamation point on what has been his MVP season?
That he's been consistent all season long. He's been available all season long through injuries, through the protocol that the whole league has gone through, and his numbers stayed solid. When Jamal Murray went down, most people thought they would slip and fall down to 7 or 8. They did not. They stayed right where they were, head packed, and got into the playoffs just to have enough talent to win ball games. So, deserving of the MVP. This incident is not, obviously what he wanted, but I don't think it puts any, Danish or dark light over his season.
As the Nuggets move forward, and you talk about Jamal Murray getting healthy, of course, Will Barton returning to form as well, do you think that they need perhaps a more consistent superstar second option, or do you like the very balanced offensive approach that they've taken?
Well, I think we can say Michael Porter Jr. should be that second option / third option when Jamal gets healthy. The question is, who's your backup? Monte Morris played great. They brought in Capazzo. I messed his name up.
Capazzo,
right? Yes.
Right, yeah.
So he played.
You kind of nailed it.
Kind of nailed it, right? They brought in guys like that, and I love